Today I want to talk to you about how to identify thread size and thread pitch. I have this muzzle brake here that I need to find out what thread it is, what thread size, because I need to make a tuner to fit on the barrel that this muzzle brake goes on. So first thing I need to do is find out what size the thread is, and then I can go from there. First thing is we're going to measure the minor diameter, the ID. So it's 7/16. So next thing we need to figure out is the thread pitch. I use one of these. It's a thread gauge, and this thing has anywhere from 4 to 84 pitch, so pretty much has everything I will ever need except metric, but I have another one of those. So anyway, just looking at the threads, it looks like a pretty fine thread, so I'm thinking it's going to be 32, which is pretty common. So we get a 32 gauge and we put it in there, and sure enough it lines up perfectly. So we know it's 32 threads per inch, and the minor diameter it's 7/16. So you know, if you understand how threads work, we have 7/16, okay, and it's a 32 TPI threads per inch. Okay, what this means is for every inch there's 32 threads, hence the TPI, threads per inch. Okay, in 1 inch there's going to be 32 of these. Okay, but the thread pitch is whatever it is from here to here. So the easiest way to do this is simply put a 1 over the 32 and do the math. This tells me that the thread on this muzzle brake is 750 32. Why 750? Because you have to allow for clearance. So there's 3 thousandths of clearance in this thread. So it's pretty safe to say that it is 750 32. So now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use it as a gauge. I'm going to go to the lathe and make the male end of it. I'm going to machine it to 747 for thread. And actually the formula to figure out the major diameter of a where you need to turn your major diameter is, it's major diameter times 0.995. So if the major diameter is 750 thousandths times 0.995, that gives us 0.74625, which is precisely that. You know, I mean, it's within 1,000th of the ideal, and you know that 747 will certainly work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the lathe, turn a piece of metal down to 746 or 747, and then I will thread it until this one will thread on. Okay, and that's going to give me the gauge for a perfect fit. Then I will cut that off. So then when I'm machining a tuner for that will basically with the same dimensions as this one, I will use the thread gauge that I'm going to make on the lathe to make sure, to check for fit. And once I get good fit, then I know what it is. Okay, now the barrel has these threads on there, and the gauge has teeth that mate exactly. Basically, it's a 32 TPI thread on here. So basically, when you're checking for fit, you make sure that the gauge fits perfectly in here. Okay. If it doesn't fit perfectly, you change to another. You get another leaf out and try it again. You know, that's one way. The other way is you could actually try it, you know, and mate this part. It doesn't matter as long as they line up perfectly. That's all you need. I'm coming up with 748, but calipers are not the best way to measure. This is the real deal right here. Getting 748, so that's real close to where it needs to be. It has 2/1000 clearance. Okay guys, that's a quick way to identify thread pitch, you know, external and internal. Pretty straightforward, and especially if you understand how threads work. Let me know if you guys want me to go more in detail into threads and exactly how they work and what they mean. You know, major diameter, minor diameter, thread pitch diameter, all that good stuff. So, you know, if you want to hear more about that, just, you know, post it on the comments, and I'll work on that. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so. I'm gonna start getting into machining now. I think I covered almost all my tools. I mean, I still have to do a video on the scales, and I have this cool little toy here that I need to do a video on, and I was playing with it a while ago. So as soon as I have some time, I'm gonna do a video on that.